everyone. This is Leslie with Conservative Ladies of Washington. How about I age myself today and start with a well known phrase, back in my day? According to the Hoover Institution at Stanford University, math proficiency at the time of my graduation in 1999 was 60.7%. In Washington state in 2018, 57.8% of students were proficient in math, comparing that to 2023's results of 40.8. That is down 17% in just the last 5 years, 20% worse than 1999. Reading averages follow the same pattern in Washington state. Reading assessment scores have gone down by 5 points since 2018, according to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, the NAEP. They state that this is a significant score change for the worse. The bill of the day today is HB 1285, making financial education instruction a graduation requirement in public schools. This is co-sponsored by both Democrats and Republicans. This class was a requirement for me back when I was in school. We were even taught to write a check and how to balance our checking accounts. So, in a way, yes, I believe this is important. We do need to prepare our students for life after graduation. In fact, that was what high school was years ago. We were preparing our children for the future. Unfortunately, lately, we haven't prepared our children enough to grasp the concept of math, which is a basic understanding of financial literacy, much less helping them with complicated financial issues of modern life, including household budgets, consumer debt, loan applications, debt obligations, retirement planning, and so forth. How do they expect our children to take financial literacy classes to graduate if they cannot do basic math by 8th grade? And if children cannot read, they cannot succeed in any subject. It's pretty challenging to work on a story problem if you can't read the story to figure out if you're adding, subtracting, dividing, or multiplying. The highest form of social justice is teaching a child to read. 2/3 of American children can't read at 3rd grade level by the time they're headed to 4th grade. When they get to high school, it's too late. They are functionally illiterate or 100% illiterate. How can they be expected to read and understand financial literacy at this point? Currently, your students must have the opportunity, just an opportunity, to take this class, and it can be taught in a class by a teacher. It can be taught during school, before or after school. You could choose to do it online through a career and technical education course. That could be done at home or on their lunch period. They could learn about it at a library or during personal study time. But now, with the proposed bill, HB 1285, this bill requires financial literacy to become a graduation requirement. This will start the beginning of the 27-28 school year. So class of 2031, this is for you. This will be taxpayer funded, of course. The legislature continues to make dollar signs bigger and your bank account smaller with every legislative session. And isn't it ironic that the legislature can't balance its own checkbook, but wants to make it mandatory that your child learn, even though the legislature can't understand math themselves? Certified staff will need to be hired or trained, along with resources to hold these required classes for every student to graduate. All high schools will be monitored by the State Board of Education to make sure they're holding these classes for all the students. Schools will be required to answer to the public-private partnerships and the State Board of Education as to what they're teaching and how they're teaching these classes, and whatever happened to letting our communities work with the school districts for the best of the students. That's not happening anymore. And it seems there are more and more required classes and graduation requirements being thrown onto your students every legislative session. All these requirements are taking precious school hours away from students that are needed to learn much needed skills, and they are losing those much needed skills year by year. We should not be focusing on making more requirements to graduate until we can figure out how to teach basic education again: reading, writing, and arithmetic. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.